The Kansas City teenager shot after ringing a wrong doorbell, apparently making a remarkable recovery now. Ralph Yarl's attorney releasing this photo showing the 16-year-old on the mend just 1 week after being shot in the head and the arm. That man who shot him, 85-year-old Andrew Lester, appeared in court yesterday, pleading not guilty to 2 felonies. Joining me now for more, Ralph Yarl's attorney, Lee Merritt. Lee, thanks for being with me.
Thank you for having me.
So Ralph's doctors say they expect him to make a full yet lengthy recovery. Tell us how he's doing.
Yeah, as you can imagine, just a week ago, he was shot in the head. It wasn't a missed shot or a near miss. It was an actual bullet that went into his skull. The doctors had to remove and sew up and send him home. Since then, I wouldn't describe his recovery as anything less than miraculous. He has been walking, he's been talking, he's been interacting with his family. He's been talking about how he would like to compete in a band competition on the 27th that his mom says is not going to happen, but he's doing exceptionally well.
So we also understand that Ralph spoke with President Biden for nearly an hour. He also spoke with Vice President Kamala Harris. What can you tell us about the conversations?
Well, I can say that they both called early on. I think the president called on Sunday, potentially even Monday, and Vice President Kamala just spoke with him yesterday. Each of them invited him to the White House. We had a brief discussion about the possibility of him performing at the White House. We're looking forward to following up on. No dates were set, but that is set for some time in the near future as he continues to heal.
So what are your thoughts on the concept, and we've talked a bit about this, of adultification of black children? You know, Ralph is a 5'8" teenager. Do you think that that played a role in this case?
Yeah, there's a long history in this country of our own prejudices, and I say our collectively as a nation, where we've criminalized blackness for many, many years, and we are just starting to deal with the reality of the cultural impact of systemic racism in terms of what we perceive when we look at black people. And then certainly, yeah, black youth are tended to be made into men. You know, this boy is 5'8", 140 pounds. He is unimposing. Most would describe him as petite. But when Mr. Lester saw him, he said that he was scared to death because of his size. It's really a shame.
So the family says they're just trying to help their son make sense of why this happened and to move forward. What has Ralph said to you about all this, Lee?
Well, Ralph wants to know why everyone's making such a big deal about it. He's really humble and unassuming. You know, I got home yesterday from working with Ralph in Kansas City, and I got to speak to my young kids about Ralph's miraculous recovery. We called him Iron Man Ralph. And that was an opportunity for me to explain why this kind of thing happens to young black children in a way that I haven't been able to discuss with my children in my previous cases.
Yeah, it's amazing how this can be such a lesson for all of us, right? And the conversations that are triggered by a situation like this. And what has been the reaction from Ralph and his family, you know, just to the outpouring of support from across America? I mean, I love the fact that you say Ralph is thinking, what's the big deal? Which is incredibly amazing at how humble his heart is.
Yeah, and it's his immediate community that has gathered around him the most consistently. First, of course, in his household, he has a family of medical professionals who have been rooting for his recovery, praying with him and working him through that. You may have seen his entire high school had staged a day of protest on Monday where they demanded justice for Ralph. The Kansas City community has come together in a way that has just been so powerful and impactful, and its ripple effects have been felt throughout the world.
So tell us what we don't know about Ralph. And I'm curious if even he had anything to say about Andrew Lester. I mean, you see him in court, you look at his mugshot, and you just wonder, wow, what's the backstory on him, right? How did we get to this point? You know, how does Ralph feel about this old white man that shot him?
Ralph is still having a really difficult time processing what happened to him. Despite his miraculous recovery, he is not 100% himself just yet. The part of his brain that was impacted controls emotions, and so he's having a more difficult time than most teenagers his age understanding and controlling his emotions. And so this, as you can imagine, is going to be a part of his ongoing healing process. He has to again speak with law enforcement, likely sometime next week, to give a more formal statement concerning this incident. We have not broached the subject together. I'm relying on the experts, his therapists, to help jog his memory and prepare him for that presentation.
Sure, prepare his heart too. So many lessons learned here. Lee, really appreciate your time. Thank you, Lee Merritt.
Thank you for having me.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.